All right. So, let's get started, huh?
Let's do it.
Let's do this thing. All right. Yeah, we got the video happening at the same time as the audio.
Audio-video experience.
We're holding the microphones.
Holding our own microphones.
We're lit up.
We're lit.
Dude, this is some pro stuff.
It's time, I think, for a super
Awesome
photo podcast. We're going to get that.
We'll get it eventually.
Say it in perfect unison.
Super awesome photo
Podcast.
podcast. That's right.
In association with the Super awesome Photo Club. As founded by this man,
Yeah.
Mr. Adam Hendershott.
Hell yeah. You know what? You know who came up with that name, though, is my wife. We were just spitballing, and there was all kinds of ideas like Vision Quest, and I was just like, it just all sounds so stuffy or like kitschy.
Yeah.
You know?
Need something a little more fun.
Yeah.
Casual.
And she was like, why don't you just you're the kind of dude that says awesome a lot. So just how about Super Awesome Photo Club?
Boom.
It's like, yeah.
You're a genius.
Sylvia.
Oh my God.
You are a genius.
Yes.
Be my wife.
Lucky man.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Cool. So, my name is Bing.
What's
I'm
up,
here
Bing?
too. What are we going to talk about today, Adam?
I say let's talk about the idea behind the club, everything that we kind of want to have envisioned for it, what the future holds,
Oh.
and we just banter about photography a little bit.
Yeah, we'll have some photo banter.
Yeah. Kind of like another podcast
Whoops.
that I also like.
Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Alex Gagne. Why
Before
not?
we even get 5 minutes into our own podcast, we'll shout out somebody
you know
else's.
what? Yeah, you just started listening to this. Go listen to this other one.
We're good at this.
Should be great.
We're naturals.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So Bing, tell me a little bit about your background and how you got into photography.
Sure. So, way back when I was in high school, I was a big drama nerd kid.
Yeah.
I think I was actually president of my drama club at my high school.
Nice.
I know, very impressive, right? And so a lot of my time was spent in theater classes and rehearsals and doing plays and stuff. But I also went to a cool arts high school that had a photography program, so I got into that as well. Nice. And
wait, which state is this in?
This was in the state of North Carolina.
Oh,
yeah,
all right,
good times. And so, yeah, started to get really into photography at the same time that I was really into acting. And so my game plan just for the future became at that point that I would be an actor, but being realistic about that career, I knew I would have to also pay the bills somehow. And so I was like, okay, I'll be an actor, but then I'll just take headshots on the side to pay the bills.
Nice.
And went to college for acting, and when I graduated, that kind of became what I did.
Yeah.
I was acting, I was auditioning, I was getting hired every once in a while.
Semi-regularly.
Yeah, and then on the side, I was doing headshot photography for other actors that I was meeting along the way, having a good time with it. And at a certain point, I started to just get really frustrated with acting as a career, and started getting even more interested in photography as an art form, and decided to kind of swap my priorities. Cool. And photography became number one, and then acting kind of slowly faded into the background to the point that now don't really act, don't really audition,
Sure.
And photography is sort of the full-time gig.
Dude, we have a very similar story.
Yeah. Yeah. Do yours.
Okay. Now you.
Yeah.
Cool. Sure. Yeah, I mean, it was very, very similar. I started acting when I was born in L.A., so I'm like one of those unicorns that's just kind of born and raised in the place that it all happens with the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
So at 6 years old, I'm at a Bob's Big Boy, and I get scouted by some manager that comes up to my family. It's like, this kid needs to be in the movies. You know?
That's how it always happens.
That happens like that every time.
Bring your 6-year-old to Los Angeles, and he or she will immediately be put into
That's it.
the entertainment
What's
industry.
crazy is I went on my first audition, and I booked my first audition for I played Doogie Howser as a little 6-year-old in like a flashback to be an even younger Doogie Howser than how young Doogie Howser already was.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So then, I acted for a long time. I stopped for a little bit to play high school football, but then I went right back into it. And then at a point, like right around 21 or so, Sylvia was going to college at SC. Mm-hmm. And
Sylvia, of course, is
my wife.
Your lovely wife.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's awesome. And so, I met her when I was 17, but we had been together for a while now, and then she was going to SC, and she needed an extracurricular class, so she said, you want to take a photo 101 class at Glendale Community College? I said, yeah, sure, fine, why not? Mm-hmm. And then, man, I never had so much fun. And I'd always been interested in what my grandfather's Canon AE1 that he had taken on trips to different places that we'd go, and just always admire the photos he had taken, but never thought that would be something that I would do, just as I'm so invested in acting. Mm-hmm. But then when I go into this class and we're like actually taking pictures and developing them in the dark room and playing with the chemicals and burning and dodging and doing all this crazy stuff, I mean, it was just eye-opening that I was like, oh man, and I was always really good at math as a kid too. So like the creativity mixed with the idea of, the technical aspect of it and the math that you have to do in order to get all the things right. Yeah. That just seemed like something that I was drawn to really quickly.
Yeah. And then when there's a photograph at the end that didn't exist before, and now it does because of the combination of your creativity and your, getting all the technical stuff right.
Right.
It's exciting.
Right.
It's so exciting.
Except in Photo 101, digital had just become a thing. So it was pretty new. But, I mean, they wanted you to go out with your film camera and just mess up.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That's the fastest way to learn.
Yeah.
You got to make mistakes. But I would cheat and take my digital camera. So I had my grandfather's Canon AE1, and I had my Digital Rebel XT. Yeah. Right? So first I would mess around with the Digital Rebel XT and mess with the settings to get it the way that I liked it on the little LCD screen about this big. Yeah. And then when it looked good, then I would just go, all right, let me copy all those settings over to my film camera and then take the picture. And then everybody was like, how did you get every picture to be properly exposed? Oh, I'm just a photography genius.
I'm
that's
just
all.
A savant. Natural genius. Yeah. I can feel the light.
That's right. It just came to me.
With my, yeah.
But I mean, it was a cool way to. It helped me understand too. Like, okay, if I'm doing the shutter speed, like slower or faster, and how they all mess with each other, I was able to see those results faster. Yeah. On the little LCD screen, anyway. So it kind of helped my learning curve go faster, anyway. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think when I was doing photo classes in high school, which is really the only formal photography classes that I've done still to this point, were like my junior and senior years of high school. It was digital was like super new. Right. Like I don't think the Canon had even come out with the Digital Rebel yet. Crazy. Like it was still just the little digital point and shoots. So but yeah, my high school, I was lucky enough, it had like a full dark room. You could like roll your own film, and they would hand you an old Pentax. I think we had K1000s, basically the Pentax version of a Canon AE1. Okay. And we would just like roll the film, go out, for an hour during the middle of the school day, take a bunch of pictures, and then that same day we could bring it back into the dark room, develop the film ourselves, and see if anything came out.
That's so like, cool. Dude, when is the last time you've actually done that?
Actually developed my own film. Senior year of high school.
101, call it 101.
Yeah. I've also I have often thought about buying all the chemicals and the stuff to develop my own
Would
film.
like have it in your apartment?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, but it's just you
It'd
have
be
to
a-
be
it's a
you have
lot
to
of
shoot
work,
a lot
man.
of film for that to
Oh, yeah.
make sense, I think.
Oh yeah.
And I shoot some film. I don't shoot a lot of film.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah, I mean, now it's just not really. I mean, now that digital is so advanced,
Yeah.
it's not as cost effective and.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a thing. It's a vibe. I enjoy film
For
for
sure.
sure. But there are a lot of photographers out there who shoot either exclusively or at least primarily film.
Yeah.
As you know, a way to differentiate themselves, a way to it just fits their style.
I wonder how like their clients feel about that. You know,
Yeah.
because there is the option to do digital, and they've probably worked with other people where they are able to see the photos right away.
Yeah,
They gotta have so much more patience.
They got to have some trust.
They really got to want to hire this guy.
Yeah.
Or girl.
I mean,
Yeah.
but for certain clients, like that's just what they want.
Yeah.
You know, they love the allure, the sort of prestige
Yeah.
of shooting film. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like it's like the opposite of AI.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, exactly.
it's just really fully genuine
Yeah.
photography.
I love that.
But yeah, I've been on a few shoots. I also do work now as a digital tech
All right.
and a photo assistant on different shoots.
Sure, we should do a whole episode just on what that is.
On what that is, we
And-
should.
or
we
just
should.
and have another digital tech to talk to because it's
Yeah.
such a specific thing.
We'll get into that
All
for
right,
sure.
cool,
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, I'll tell you what. If you're into the idea of learning more about digital tech stuff,
Mm-hmm.
drop us a little comment.
Absolutely.
We'll check it out. Right? We're supposed
Yeah.
to say things like that
Yeah.
on
Yeah, just like we're
Podcast.
supposed to say, like and subscribe.
like and subscribe. Yeah.
We're supposed to say that.
Don't
right?
forget to hit that bell.
Cool.
I don't know.
Yeah.
First one of these. But yeah,
I was alive when the internet was invented.
yeah. But
So-
I think we would both be very excited if there was a comment on this.
Yeah, right.
video.
A comment.
A comment
yeah,
on this
somebody
episode.
please just leave one.
Leave one.
Yeah, I like
Just
it.
let us know you're there. But oh yeah, I was saying I've been a Digitech on a few shoots where the photographer does shoot mainly film, and they'll bring me on and have a digital camera there so that they can do the first handful of photos for each look on digital, and the client can look at the monitor and kind of approve styling and
Sure.
backdrop and the shot
Just
and
so
everything.
that they can breathe easy that the real shot's going to
Exactly.
look good.
They'll know that it's at least along the lines of
Sure.
what they're looking for. And
Sure.
then once everything is approved,
Right.
they put down the digital camera, they pick up the film, and they shoot the rest of the look that way.
It's kind of like a modern day version of shooting Polaroid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Very much so.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So after Photo 101, I did acting and photography as well, but at the same time. Mm-hmm. And man, I tried to pull that off for a good 6 years.
Yeah.
And it just became a matter of, man, I started getting clients with photography, and I would be booking studios and makeup artists and everything. And that was the guaranteed money I was getting. And then when you're an actor, you have to drop everything when you get an audition.
Yeah.
That has to be your number one priority. You can't tell your agent, oh, I'm sorry, I have a photo shoot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, I would have to start rescheduling all the stuff that I had just booked and pissing off clients because I had an audition.
Yeah.
So that was like, which is not guaranteed money.
No.
You know, it's just
no.
a shot at
Far
some good
from that.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at some point, I just had to make a choice.
Yeah.
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 And I just was so drawn to photography that I felt like there was so much more there for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I had already been an actor for 20 years.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
now I've been a photographer for 20 years.
yeah. No, I
So I
remember.
might as well just stop photography now and just do podcasts.
Yeah. As soon
just
as
a
you start
podcaster. This is my new career.
canceling photo shoots to.
I'll do this for 20 years.
Yeah. It's time. Time
Yeah.
for a change. Clearly. Yeah, no, along those lines, I remember the first time that my agent called me up and said, hey, you've got an audition tomorrow afternoon, like be there.
Yep.
And I already had a photo shoot scheduled and booked. And I took a second, and I think on the phone with my agent, I was like, no,
Mm-mm.
I'm busy.
I actually don't.
I'm not going to be there. And I think that was kind of the big turning point where
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I think I think I'm a photographer now.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't.
awesome.
I think I'm gonna let this acting thing start to fade away a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember for me it was a commercial audition,
Mm.
and it was like Friday on the 405,
Yeah.
and at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I had rescheduled the shoot and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I sit for so long in traffic to get there, and then I wait an hour for like a cattle call with like
Yeah.
a million people, and I go in and I have a terrible audition.
yeah.
And then on top of that, I get back in my car and I sit in the parking lot of the 405 again to get home.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what am I doing with my life? I just turned away this guaranteed dough for something that I love.
Yeah.
You know, to sit in traffic to get this part maybe.
And this is why photography is objectively better than
Acting.
acting.
Yeah, sure.
For all of the anyone with dreams of coming to LA and becoming an actor,
Yeah, just be a photographer
give
instead.
give up now.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
No.
Follow your dreams.
Yeah, if you got a dream to be an actor,
Yeah.
then do that for sure.
Follow your dreams.
Yeah.
Be yourself.
But yeah, my acting teacher used to say, if you can see yourself being happy doing anything else other than acting,
Yep.
do that.
I heard that a lot,
Yeah,
a lot as
yeah.
I was studying and becoming an actor.
Right. So
Yeah.
then I was like, okay, well, I can see myself being happy as a photographer, so yeah, maybe I should do that.
Do that. Yeah.
Oh, the question I had for you, I just thought of too, is so when did you, like you love photography and were shooting a lot of photos, but then was there ever a turning point in your life where you labeled yourself as a photographer?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I think it sort of happened gradually. Because for a very long time, I was, shooting photos, like I said, on the side. But if anybody asked me what I did, I would say, oh, I'm an actor.
Ah, okay.
And then I think after a little while, I started getting more into photography, and people say, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I'm an actor and a photographer.
Right.
And then
Same. Yep.
And then I think it was probably shortly after I turned down that audition for the photo shoot, people started asking me what I did, and I said, I think for a little while I might have said I'm a photographer
Sure.
and an actor,
Yeah.
and then eventually at some point just photographer.
Dropped it.
Yeah.
Love it.
It happened gradually. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, same.
Mm-hmm.
Same. It was both for a while, and then, yeah, I don't think there was like one distinct moment where I was like, yeah, now I'm a photographer,
Yeah.
and that's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
It just kind of like then I started being referred to as that as well,
Mm-hmm.
and people would refer me to other people and like say, you got to get with Adam Hendershott, the photographer.
Right.
And I would go, okay, yeah, all right,
Right.
I'm gonna own that. All right,
Yeah.
sure, yes.
Yeah. And I think the other thing that was much more, I don't know, external was, so I had a website for myself as an actor,
Mm-hmm.
but then of course, as I started getting more into photography, I needed a website for that too. So I think I had bingputney.com was my acting website.
Okay.
And then I had bingputneyphotography.com,
Okay.
which was separate and just for photography.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
And then, yeah, at a certain point, I just got rid of the acting website entirely,
Yep.
and bingputney.com became
Photographer.
the photography
I
website.
love that.
And at that point, I was like, well, that's a sign.
That's a sign for sure.
Yeah.
Love it, dude.
Yeah.
Love it. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But I think one of the big draws too for me when I was switching from acting to photography was just how much more self-motivated I could be to create stuff. Like I always felt like when I was acting, I just had to sit there and wait for something to come along
Sure.
that someone else was producing and making happen, and I could just jump on and be a part of someone else's vision.
Right. Right.
And then when I started getting more into photography, and especially when I started doing photography outside of just headshots, doing more creative editorial portraits and
Yeah, tell me about that.
getting
Like,
into studio stuff.
yeah, when did you start doing learning about studio light and doing your own tests and trying experimenting with stuff that wasn't headshots? What was that process?
Yeah. So I guess this would have been about, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I had already started, because when I started doing headshots, it was all just natural light. I would just take people out and try and find open shade or something,
Sure.
and
Little tunnels or under
bridges.
Yeah, under freeway
Yeah.
entrances and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I had my little spots around the neighborhood or whatever that I would take people to. But we live in LA. The weather's generally pretty good, but
Yeah.
there are definitely times where, you go out for a photo shoot and it's just either super hot or windy or cloudy or whatever. The
Sure.
weather's just not cooperating.
Yeah,
And I was
you
like,
can't control it.
exactly,
Yeah.
and I got a little frustrated with that. So I had started teaching myself sort of the basics of studio lighting just so I could bring my headshots inside into a controlled environment and kind of keep things consistent.
Was there somebody that like guided you in that, or you just kind of threw yourself into learning what lights to get and all that?
Honestly, that was mostly YouTube University.
Oh, really?
Just
That's awesome.
just seeking out YouTube videos and different photo blogs and stuff.
Yeah.
Different articles. I was just like a sponge for that stuff.
Totally.
At that point, like I was, any free time that I had, I was probably just sitting at my computer, like looking for stuff I could learn about photography. And it's funny looking back. I feel like a lot of the stuff I was watching and learning at that point was not necessarily great information.
Really?
Like being where I am now with more experience.
Yeah, looking
and
back
I,
on
and
that
I
and going,
go through YouTube stuff. I'm like, oh no, this person doesn't know what they're talking about. Which
well, that's
is
why we have the
Super Awesome Photo Podcast. Yeah,
So we can tell people what's really up.
Exactly. We'll do some. We'll burn some people's YouTube.
There you go. Yeah.
Get real harsh.
Put people on blast.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
But yeah, I kind of just taught myself studio lighting and tried different stuff, and some of it worked and some of it didn't work.
Yeah.
I had some, pretty bad photo shoots along the way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. Same for me, basically, except I had a mentor. I was in studio or in Photo 101, right? But then I went to my next class, and I just realized that I just was not cut out for the classroom environment. I've got ADHD, and I can't sit still.
Mm-hmm.
But then my Photo 101 professor said, you should link up with Mino, because he's an awesome photographer and could use some help.
Mm-hmm.
So I reached out to this guy Mino Palouse, who is still an amazing photographer and who I would consider a mentor. I haven't talked to him in a while, but man, I'd love to have him on here too. It'd be so cool.
Yeah,
he is a dope dude.
That'd be fun to hear about young
Adam
I would
and
his.
Love that, honestly.
Yeah, get some feedback on how you were on set when you started out.
Oh, dude, that would be so cool, because we did so many cool shoots.
Yeah,
I mean, he shot all kinds of political figures and music videos. The music videos we went to and the sets that I was on, like with Nelly Furtado and Timbaland and Lady Gaga and man, so many big names. Rihanna. He was shooting stills while they were doing the videos for the hit songs already. Yeah. And it was, what an experience.
That's rad.
So I would learn more with him in like one day than I did in weeks of a photo studio class. And so then I started borrowing his lights. And I was like, and just really paying attention to the kind of stuff that he was buying and where he was putting his powers of his lights and different things. And that was the stuff I was a sponge for. And I would ask him 5 million questions.
Yeah.
And he was just so cool and nurturing.
Yeah.
Didn't have like a jealous bone in his body or anything like that. He's just 100% give. He's just a great teacher.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm going to start doing my own shoots with these lights. So I started asking him to borrow them too. And he let me borrow some lights for a while, and until he finally had to say, Adam, you got to get your own lights, man. Come on, you're doing good. Just go get your own lights. And I was like, yeah, man, you're right. I'll go buy my own lights. Okay. Yeah. So then that's when I started, getting my little kit together and being able to get some clients with it.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like the great thing about growing and learning as a photographer is you really just need like yourself and a friend. If you're doing portraits, you know, just a friend of yours that you can take some photos of, and you can put a shoot together very easily. Totally. Supposed to, if you're acting and you want to like shoot a scene or something, you need like a whole crew,
Yeah.
if you want to
Right.
make it look good.
That's what was crazy
know?
though about when I met David LaChapelle,
Oh yeah,
dude.
Tell
Because
us.
I mean, he's just like the one of the icons of photography. I remember having his photo books when I was like in my 20s and stuff, and looking through those and the sets and the
He's a legend.
production. It was
We'll put some of these up
incredible.
on the screen as we talk about
Okay.
David LaChapelle.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Right. And
Yeah.
yeah.
But no, I was on a makeup, or no, I'm sorry. I was on a photo shoot for the music video with Mino, and there was a makeup artist there named Sharon Galt. That she's a very specific looking woman that I remembered from photos that David LaChapelle had taken, and so I recognized her, and I was like, "Oh my God, are you the lady from the photos with David LaChapelle?" She's like, "Oh yeah, David. Yeah, he's great. Yeah, you should call his studio manager. We'll hook you go intern over there. Why not?" And so I did, and and I go over there, and he's got the biggest, coolest looking studio I've ever seen. It's like sets upon sets upon sets, and Sykes like this one that is like not just the curve at the bottom, the curve at the top. The
Full
whole immersive
cove.
thing. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so I started interning for him, and the productions that he would do were just incredible. So then, as I got more involved in those shoots and worked my way up from an intern to more of a lighting assistant to, working with the Digi team a little bit, I started becoming a little more friends with him. And what's crazy about it is the advice he gave me was stick with one light as long as you can. Like if you're like you were just saying, if you can get one person and have a light, you can have a photo shoot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? You have 20 lights on this person.
Yeah.
On a set with like all this stuff. What are you talking about? Like, I want that.
Yeah. Yeah. And he says, yes, but you're not David LaChapelle. Yet.
Yet. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing.
That was a crazy experience.
Yeah.
That was
definitely.
crazy.
Yeah.
But what a cool, I mean, I love that I have it. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. There's so many like late night photo shoots and things that happened on those sets. They're just insane. Like there was one where he's got this whole setup of a water tank of people like floating but he has them immersed completely in a water tank and shooting light through the tank and stuff, but it looks like they're like floating up to heaven. But they're just floating in this tank, but it doesn't look like water in the photo, but because I got to be one of the subjects in the tank too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That was pretty, man, I had so many cool experiences
That's
there.
so rad.
Shot
Yeah.
Chris Rock at the Peterson Automotive Museum, and man, he just had all kinds of high profile stuff that I was like, one light.
Yeah. I want all the lights.
I want all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, that's as I've gotten more developed, I guess you would say. I've noticed that I like a production, man. I like being the director and having a team of people to talk to and help out and make sure that everybody is on the same page to kind of bring that goal to fruition.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's super great when you can have a group of people all working together for the same, goal to make something really cool.
Yep.
Like, it's the best. But at the same time, like I also, and I know you have too, done work on big like movie productions and TV shoots and things like that, where the crew gets to be so big, like so incredibly big that like you just don't even know half the people that are there, what they're even doing, And I feel like that just starts to get like overwhelming.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Which is
I don't know if I'd ever want to get into making movies particularly.
No.
But the photo shoots are
just the right size.
Yeah, for sure.
You get to. I feel like the bigger productions I've been on are like maybe, I don't know, 20 or 30 people on set. That's a pretty big photo shoot.
That is for sure.
But it's still like kind of manageable.
Sure, but you can still have extras and props and sets and all that kind of stuff to manage.
Yep.
Just not
PAs and
Oh, yeah.
and the whole kit and caboodle.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, I would say one of my favorite things about photography is the idea that it starts from nothing, and there's something in your mind that you want to see visually, like to come to life.
yeah,
And so the challenge of, all right, who do I have to put together, and what do I have to do in order to make this thing?
yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah, totally.
And then when
Yeah.
it comes to life, and it's sometimes even better than you imagine it to be, you know, how cool.
It's an interesting intersection of what you want to create and
Yeah.
then how you can actually go about doing that.
Totally.
You know, it's the creative and the technical,
Totally.
which I feel like is a consideration with pretty much any art form. I would say there's pretty much always a technical aspect that
There's
you
a
can
skill.
study, a skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's just the human aspect of what you want to put out into the world,
Yeah.
you know, and why, and what you want to say,
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. With photography, developing a point of view.
a style,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. I remember as I was getting started and getting more into more creative portraiture, I had multiple people who were like, yeah, you just got to figure out your style and just shoot like that all the time, you know? And then I always found that advice kind of frustrating
Yep.
because I was just like so excited about photography in general, you know,
Yeah.
and I would see a shot by Annie Leibovitz and I'd be like, oh, I want to shoot something like that. And
Sure.
I'd see a shot by, you know, Dan Winters and I'd be like, oh, I want to do a shot like that. And Merton Mark, you know, it's just like all these inspirations from all over the place. And then actually I ended up at this talk by Frank Ockenfels III,
Yeah.
who, if you're not familiar,
Dude,
check him out.
Get familiar.
He does so much cool stuff because he shoots a ton of like the movie and TV posters that you see.
Yep.
But
Fantastic
then,
Four. Was
yeah.
out, and Superman.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a nerd about that stuff, so I know specifically that he's shot that stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of the American Horror Story posters along the years, like
The
really
Bear,
cool.
he
Yeah.
shot- yeah.
Incredible, creative stuff.
Oh yeah.
But then you look at the stuff that he just shoots for himself, like his personal work, and it's just this like incredibly experimental, like wild, abstract looking stuff.
Yeah, you look at that,
You
and
know,
then you look at his commercial work.
like, this is the same guy?
How is that the same photographer?
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
And so I went to this talk that he did, and one of the first things he says, you know, is like advice for young photographers: shoot everything. And I was like,
I like
this is advice that I can
Right.
get on board with.
Right. We could do
You
like a
know?
whole episode on terrible advice we've been given as photographers over the years. For
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that definitely vibed with me, and I feel like there are definitely people who just fit into a style really quickly and easily, and other people who, you know, I think you just gotta
gotta-
follow your curiosity.
Yeah, it's got to get developed. You got to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the idea of doing everything because I've done everything, man. I've
Yeah.
shot. I've been a shooter at a wedding. I've done. Man, the other, I shot at a weed facility. Did macro photography of
Yeah.
like where these little nuggets of weed look like alien planets. You know, and I mean, it's just. I love delving into the different types of photography I've never tried before, just because
absolutely.
there's so many different niches
Yeah.
that that you can always keep exploring.
It's fun to try new stuff.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
fun, you know.
yeah.
And at the end of the day, I think photographic style is just figuring out what you like. You know, what you like to do, what you like your pictures to look like.
Sure.
And if you just try and force yourself into a really specific niche too early, then you don't really know what you
Totally.
might or might not like.
Totally.
You know, you gotta try stuff.
Yeah, I was always kind of interested in how a style would develop so that it was consistent no matter what was being shot. So like if it was a product photograph or if it was a portrait, it still was lit in a similar, and the post looked all very similar. Like
Yeah.
it was shot by the same photographer because the style was so specific. So that always made me think, and like, I want that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's so cool when photographers can do that.
Yeah.
They just have such a unique like idea in their head that they are drawn to, that just kind of like goes all over every single shot that they take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what I figured out is just like, I mean, we're constantly being bombarded with imagery just in life, you know, whether it's Instagram or
Sure.
Just out in the world, billboards and advertisements and whatever it is, you know, and I don't know, I've tried to be a little bit more deliberate about seeking out high quality photo work that really speaks to me, you know, like finding photographers that are shooting stuff that I love and like seeking out more of their work, you know, and I feel like that's also really important in terms of figuring out your own style.
Totally.
You know, just like when you see an image that you really respond to, that really stops you in your tracks, like just pay attention to that.
Hell yeah.
You know, that's a sign.
Get inspired to do more stuff like that, or figure out how it was lit.
Yeah.
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 All
Yeah.
that kind of
Exactly.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah?
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Well, I don't even know how long we've been talking.
How
It just
long
kind of
have we been
went.
doing this? What does this say?
37 minutes.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
What else?
Yeah, I know
What else
the
we wanna talk about?
podcast usually lasts for an hour,
Yeah.
right? That's what I've been like trained in my mind to believe.
It seems arbitrary though.
Yeah.
I remember
Doesn't have to be.
at one point I was like, we gotta shorten these down.
Or we could just talk for 10 hours. Let's talk.
Let's
Let's see how many people will listen then.
Marathon podcasting. Yeah, right. Dude, I feel like it's rare that I get to the end of an hour-long podcast.
Sure.
You know,
Sure.
like I get in the car, I drive for 40 minutes, I listen to 40 minutes of a podcast, and then
Right.
I'm not gonna go back and
Right. I'll kind of look to see how long my trip is,
Mm-hmm.
and then look for the episode that is gonna that'll be that long.
Spotify should like have a feature like that.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
like sync up with Google Maps and be like, this is the right length.
You should listen to this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're like, what's it about? It's about cooking. Oh, I'm not a cook, but
Cool.
it's the right length.
It's the right length.
Let's see what this is about.
There was one. We were talking about artists and your style and everything, and just creating shit that you like, right?
Yeah.
I saw a quote that was like, "To be an artist, you have to stop caring about being a good artist."
Oh yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then on our Discord for Super Awesome Photo Club, one of the people responded to me and was like, "What are you talking about? What does that mean?" And I was like, "Well, you basically only gotta care about making shit that other people like, and just gotta care about making shit that you like."
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
"Well, why don't you just say that?" I was like, "Yeah, I like.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I like that."
I think it's just about trusting yourself and trusting that if you make stuff that you are really into, that
Right.
there will be other people out there who will also
Right.
be really into it.
Because if
you
you're
know?
just making stuff that only for other people to like it, then it's basically commerce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're also just like, if you're making something that you're trying to figure out what other people will like, then
Right.
you're just kind of guessing. You're
Yeah.
just kind of,
Yeah.
shooting in the dark and
Right.
like, this looks like something that somebody else did, so maybe somebody will like it. But if you don't like it yourself, then how do you even know when it's done?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Makes sense. I
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So, yeah, you do you.
You do you, boo.
Yeah.
Is there anything that I don't know about you as a photographer? I mean, oh yeah, I got to talk about your little yellow piece of paper.
Oh, sure.
Okay, cool. So Bing's assisted me on shoots. I've assisted Bing on shoots.
Yeah.
I even proposed to Bing one time that we be a photography team, because I feel like we work really well together.
We do.
But now we just kind of assist each other on our shoots, and I feel like this is a cool platform for us as well to do this.
Mm-hmm.
But when I do my shoots, it's not like I say these. I'm gonna say this, but I'll say it's not like 100%. Like I'll say when I do my shoots, I'm off the cuff, but it's not like I never have a plan.
Right.
You know.
You have some ideas.
Right, but I'm more of a mad scientist where I'm like trying to figure shit out on but since I've been doing it for so long, those ideas come really quickly and I'm able to pivot really quickly.
Yeah.
But I like that sort of trying to figure things out on the fly, whereas you have ideas that you've thought about endlessly beforehand and come in with a little yellow piece of paper that you've sketched out, like what modifier you're going to use at what power and what top light here, and
I get real nerdy with my photo plan sometimes. I mean, that's usually also for like test shoots. Right. I feel like mainly. Okay. But I just at a certain point I decided I wanted to get more intentional especially with my test shoots, because I don't want to waste people's time. I know that that's very valuable, especially when I'm not paying people to be there, you know. So I try and keep those quick, but I also want to like accomplish as much as I can while I have people. So I try to, I do have my little piece of yellow paper from my legal pad, and I sketch out like, okay, I want to get through like 4 looks. Here's, you know, this one's going to be on a 55 millimeter lens, and I want to have these 3 lights set up and these different powers, you know.
But it's also not so, you're not so stuck on that you absolutely are only doing that.
Right.
You don't have such a plan that you're not able to pivot either. If whatever you were planning just like doesn't work somehow.
Yeah, if something else comes up along the way that is exciting to me and seems like it's going to work better, like I'll totally, you know, stick that piece of paper in my pocket and do something else.
Move on.
You know, but yeah, I think especially for like stuff where I'm doing a more complicated lighting setup, like I want to know. It's harder to keep like 3, 4, 5 lights in my head, just like all organized, you know. So I like to make sure that I've sketched that out a little bit beforehand.
Oh, it's good. It's always cool to see those.
Yeah.
I'll get inspired by those too.
Yeah. And the other thing is, they generally make sense only to me.
Sure.
You know, I can like show it to Adam, and I can be like, "This is sort of."
But then I see it up there, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I like all that. Okay,
that's what that is."
Yeah, I need to try more fill light.
Yeah, right? Totally. Yeah. So it's basically trying to have a plan and then also be ready to you know, pivot, improvise.
Yeah. I went to see talking about an iconic photographer. I always mess up his last name. I never know if it's Streiber or Strieber.
Yeah.
I think it's Streiber.
Streiber?
Art Streiber.
I think so.
Right. Yeah. I'm not a true photographer. I don't know. Yeah.
Just dyslexic enough. Yeah.
But I mean, he is one of my favorite photographers. Ironically enough, I don't know how to say his last name.
Yeah.
But I went to a talk that he did, and it was all about preparation versus being able to pivot and play, you know, and when those two meet.
Because he's also a super technical photographer.
Dude, he is he is very specific and professional.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And he's one of those guys who will do these massive shoots with he'll do group shoots with group shots with, you know, 20, 25 people and, you know, 12 different lights, and, you know, his stuff gets
gallery shoots for every movie.
Huge. Yeah.
But also, able to see what's happening in front of him and go, oh man, I'm seeing something else. Let's try this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So when those two ideas meet, then I think you're really flowing with photography.
Yeah. Totally.
But then you got to have the skill to be able to know how to change all the powers of your lights or the directions or whatever, and get that next thing that's coming to you. You know.
And also I've had some experiences assisting other photographers, where, you know, a photographer sort of has an idea in their head and they set everything up and they do a couple test shots, and the client comes over and looks at the monitor and says, "Nope, we don't like that. We want it to be more like this and this and this and this and this," and give them a bunch of notes, and then they walk away. And there are some photographers who are really good at saying, "Okay, cool, this is what we changed to make those notes a reality," and there are other photographers who do not know how to do that.
They either don't. I mean, I've also seen ones that have an ego too.
Oh yeah.
And then go, no. Yeah, no. This is my style, and this is what we're doing. You're right. Yeah. But if they don't know how to do it, then that's where you go, all right, I better set myself up with a team that we were talking about, surrounding yourself with the team that knows what they're doing more than I do.
Yeah. Big time. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
We name no names.
No, we will say all sorts. We'll name all sorts of names when we're saying good things.
Sure. Yeah. Oh man, and
I'm not here to roast people.
Right. I mean, I've been a great assistant at times, but I've also been a terrible assistant at times too, where I will have attitude to those people that don't know what they're doing sometimes, and I'm like, oh, man, I want to. It's not like I want to make them look bad or anything. I just want to sass them a little bit because they should know more, you know?
Yeah.
But I've had a hard time in the past, but I've kept my ego in check for quite a while.
That's the thing. It's the thing that I had to really learn as an assistant and as a tech is there are certain photographers who are really technically minded and know everything about all the lights they're putting up. Mm-hmm. And there are other photographers that just aren't interested in the technical side of things. You know, they have a vision, they know what they want to do, but then they just
don't know how to accomplish it.
They hire people who do though, you know? Yeah. And so it can be really frustrating as an assistant sometimes to work with these people and be like, well, they don't even know how to light their own photos, you know, but
or if they want to change something, they need to tell you. They need to be able to know enough to communicate with you.
They need to at least
be
able to communicate. Yeah. They need at least the terminology.
Right.
Because a lot of times the clients don't have the terminology. Right. You know, the clients will come over and look at the monitor and be like, "Okay, yeah, it's good. Can we make it a little bit softer?" You know,
and then you just look at the photos and look at each other and go, "What the hell
do they
you
mean by softer?"
Right.
You know, you have to get really specific and say, "Do you want these shadows to be less dark? Right. Do you want it less shadows?
Diffusion?
You know, what do you mean by that exactly? Okay. You know, because softer light can mean so many different things to so many different people.
Sure, and they're like, no, just turn down the clarity, maybe.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
exactly.
just a little thing. Okay, sure.
Yeah. But yeah, it's something I've gotten used to. Some photographers, they're not interested in the technical. You know, that's why they hire. Me. Right,
and what I've learned too about the current trend of photography, is always changing too. I mean, I loved a lot of photography from the 90s and 2000s and early 2000s. But now it's like everything's kind of raw, almost feels like bad photography is. I just took this camera and took a picture real quick.
Yeah.
You know,
want it to feel really, really
raw.
Yeah, lo-fi.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
So it feels like they're hiring a lot of photographers that don't really know how to do the big budget production stuff because most of their work has been being able to really succeed at that style.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then they're shooting some big campaign or something.
Right.
You are way over your head.
Yeah. It happens.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
This is what all the photographers and lighting techs and everybody talk about when they meet up at bars and things.
I feel like I've started to notice, though, that clients have gotten a little more savvy to some of this, though. Because I feel like there was a time where they would hire these photographers that came up on Instagram, you know, like shooting stuff with their phones, or shooting, you know, really, you know, they would shoot photos that looked very cool, but like only in very specific circumstances, you know, and then when they get onto a set where they're shooting in a studio with like a team and, you know, they just are fully lost, you know.
Fish out of water.
Yeah. So I think that's happened enough times now to enough clients that they are a little more careful about making sure that the photographer can meet their brief.
That's good.
You know.
That's good. I dig that.
Yeah.
I dig that.
Yeah.
Well, dude, where are we at now? We're at 50 minutes now. I think that's pretty good.
That's a pretty good podcast.
Hell yeah, man.
Let's wrap it up.
High five.
Yeah.
We rocked that. That was super awesome.
That was super awesome. We got to come up with a good catchphrase,
little
at the
zinger
end or something, you know. But until we come up with something clever, that's Adam Hendershott.
And that's Big Putney.
And this has been the Super Awesome Photo Podcast.
I love it.
Like and subscribe.